Hi, I'm Ben Collins, Vice President of Finance at SGK, and I'd like to welcome you to the financial update segment of our Around the World with SGK virtual event. Many of you know that SGK is part of Matthews International Corporation, based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here in the United States, which also happens to be my hometown, where I was born and raised. Growing up in Pittsburgh, I was familiar with the Matthews name, but until I joined the company, I really had no idea how diversified it was. Matthews operates three distinct businesses: SGK Brand Solutions, Industrial Technologies, and Memorialization. Not only has SGK weathered the pandemic well, but our diversified portfolio has performed really well. You may have heard our latest quarterly earnings call. As a company, we achieved over $417 million in sales in our second quarter. That's up 11% versus last year, and a new quarterly sales record for the company. We also continue to generate strong operating cash flows. In fact, we've been able to pay down our debt by $183 million over the past 12 months. These are very impressive financial metrics in any time period, but to pull them off during a global pandemic really shows the financial strength of our company. This financial strength allows us to continue investing in technologies and talent throughout all areas of our business, so we can better serve our clients by simplifying their marketing and amplifying their brands. It also makes SGK a trusted business partner, someone you can count on today, tomorrow, and into the future. Thanks to all of you for your hard work and dedication in making us who we are, a strong, financially viable company that possesses a can-do attitude. Even in the most challenging of times, look no further than our technology team, who in less than 15 days was able to turn our more than 6,000 employees worldwide into a highly connected remote workforce by keeping the engine running so we could continue servicing our clients with excellence. I hope you enjoyed today's events and find it valuable. Thank you.
Hi, everybody joining us from around the world. My name is Stephen Marshman, and I'm the Business Development Director at SGK. I'm based in the UK. And today I'm really excited to be facilitating a conversation between our panel of three industry experts who are going to be discussing some of the trends and technologies that are currently impacting sustainable packaging. The aim of the session is to take a closer look at digital watermarking technologies such as Digimarc, and understand how they've helped shape initiatives like the Holy Grail Project, which we'll also be learning more about shortly. So before we get started, I'd like to introduce you to the panel and hear a little bit about their interest and their expertise on the subject of today's discussion. So first up, I'm delighted to say hello to Tim Sykes, who is Brand Director at Packaging Europe. Tim, tell us a little bit about your role.
Hi, Stephen, and thanks very much for inviting me to take part today. So I'm in overall charge of content and developing our portfolio of brands at Packaging Europe, which is the leading media and information brand for the international packaging and FMCG value chain. As someone who's paid to look at the challenges driving packaging innovation, I can say that sustainability and specifically circular economy are really at the top of the agenda for the industry. So today's topic is going to be a really exciting one, and we're looking at one of the most disruptive areas of innovation that's addressing this crucial topic.
Thanks, Tim. That's great. So next up, we have Güneri Tugcu. He's Senior European Channel Manager at Digimarc. Güneri, where do you and Digimarc fit into this conversation?
Thank you very much, Stephen. Great to be here. So my role as Senior European Channel Manager at Digimarc enables me to work on all strategic partner and program-related topics, as well as the main lead for the European activities in Holy Grail. And it's exciting time, digital transformation and innovations are all over. So it's a time and place now to change some of the issues we have in the market through new technologies and innovations. And we are at Digimarc very happy to be part of the journey.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Thanks, Güneri. And then completing the team today, I'd like to welcome my own colleague from SGK, Client Director of CPG and Digimarc SME, Bert Ritzerfeld. Hi, Bert.
Hi, Stephen. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I think for us at SGK, the Digimarc technology is a key solution for a multitude of challenges that we and of course our clients will face in the future. In addition to the truly groundbreaking project and the Holy Grail, I'm also pleased to share insights on various applications of Digimarc technology across the entire value chain.
That's great. So thank you to all of you for those introductions. Tim, if I could start with you to kind of help set the scene today. What does the current landscape look like in terms of sustainable packaging, and crucially, perhaps, how much more work have we got to do?
Yeah, thanks, Dean. I guess everyone in the audience will have already noticed that the topic of plastic waste in the natural environment has really grabbed the attention of wider society over the last 2, 3, 4 years. I think we need to step back and think about what that means. So single-use packaging has contributed a great deal of value to the world, as well as the industry, through improving resource efficiency, minimizing the amount of material you require to protect food over several decades. But that's come also at a heavy cost. And as a society, we've failed to really think seriously enough about the end of life outcomes. And over these decades, this has had a cumulative impact. And obviously that accelerates as the volumes of packaging increases and the middle classes across the world grow, consuming more and more packaged goods. And I guess you can say there are two dimensions to the challenge that we now face. First of all, we've got, as an industry, we have to design packaging to be recyclable. A lot of the most resource efficient, lightest, thinnest, multi-material packaging can't be recycled in existing recycling systems. That said, the industry has been working on design for recycling since before it became such a hot topic for the media, and it is steadily converting hard to recycle applications to simpler structures that are easier to recycle. Secondly, we have a situation where there's inadequate recycling infrastructure, and too much packaging that already could be recycled is going into incineration or landfill. So recycling rates for plastic packaging in particular are really way lower than they ought to be. So globally, 25% of packaging waste is going into incineration, 40% is going into landfill, and we're losing materials and resources that that could be beneficially used again at the same time as polluting our land and oceans with them. One of the issues here is that virgin plastic is cheaper than sorting out and recycling used packaging, and so we have a real need to address that with both economic changes and with innovation. And obviously we'll be talking about how sorting and improving the quality of the recycling that we get from that, and improving the viability thereby of recycling plastic can be addressed in the course of this discussion today. So overall, I would say the FMCG and packaging value chain recognizes that it's time to act. And we're seeing lots of collaborations that are working very vigorously to get things moving. It's a matter now, I think, not of added value to be sustainable, but of basic brand hygiene. Retailers and brand owners who demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and implementing recyclable packaging will pass that test. The ones who don't demonstrate that, I don't think they're going to be forgiven.
Oh, that's really good context. Thanks for that, Tim. Keeping things really topical and up to date. Obviously, the last 12 months have been like no other in history. Do you think that specifically the COVID-19 pandemic and some of its impacts have really affected both how kind of retailers and consumers and their attitudes, and how we approach and think about sustainable packaging?
I think, as with many aspects of our lives, in packaging specifically, COVID has accelerated a lot of trends that were happening slightly more gradually already. And in particular, we see that in the digitization of our consumption of information and goods. FMCG manufacturers and retailers are beginning to experiment with complete packaging redesigns and a fundamental rethinking of their delivery chains to take into account of these trends, such as e-commerce. They're also looking more and more at circular delivery models, and absolutely trying to take ownership of their responsibilities with regards to sustainability. And I think that's really reinforced by the fact that consumers themselves in this COVID age are ever more digitized and ever more information hungry. So I guess as a bridge relating all of those observations back to the topic that we're talking about today, I think these trends will combine with each other and really fuel discussion and uptake of disruptive technologies that can provide solutions to consumer and environmental needs.
Yeah, that's a great link, really, Tim. And I'll switch to Güneri now. I mean, Güneri, based on what Tim has described, it's clear that there needs to be change in the packaging supply chain, and Digimarc is one technology that's certainly been leading the charge on this front. Can you explain for those who might not know already what the Digimarc technology is and how it works a little bit?
Of course. Digimarc barcode is an advanced code that can be applied to any established media. It links product packaging, data, print, or audio, or to interactive online content when scanned with an enabled device. Digimarc barcode is imperceptible to the human eye, but mobile devices, computers, machine vision cameras, inspection systems, or even barcode scanners at retail enabled by Digimarc technology can detect them to drive transactions, identify, and activate content.
Thanks, Güneri. I just want to pick up on one of the things you said there in your answer. I'm just thinking about some of our audience today. We could have lots of brand owners and marketeers on. They hear us talking about applying codes to packaging, and they might have this notion of an ugly addition to their beautiful packaging. But actually, it doesn't quite work like that. Can you expand a little?
Of course, thank you. So Digimarc barcode can be repeated across product packaging without major changes to the packaging artwork, design, or process. The barcode is generally imperceptible in normal use, making it unnoticeable to the average consumer. Trained design professionals just like us or partners of ours globally may notice Digimarc barcode imports subtle adjustments to color levels of artwork. Becoming part of design, in contrast to bringing our technology to existing designs, will allow creative agencies just like SGK and the likes to set up brand guidelines, style guides to reduce a possible impact to a fraction and enable brand consistency and sophisticated designs with the added value of connected packaging.
That's great. It sounds exciting, certainly. Bert, I'm gonna switch to you now. Thinking about some of the retailers and the brand owners that you work with at SGK, can you talk a little bit about the benefits for them of adopting technologies like Digimarc?
Sure. At SGK, I think we help retailers and brand owners through the complexity of applying branding and the Digimarc coding to the client's packaging. The package itself, as a brand's biggest asset, is essential for the connected consumers today, and it builds the bridge from the analog to digital. So consumer engagement is also an essential part of the brand strategy in connecting with their consumers directly, also underlining an omni-channel strategy. The creative aspect and the execution of such vital campaigns and creating content is part of the extensive and successful experience of SGK. The code itself provides improved functionality and efficiency and transforms static material into smart and connected media that serves as a dynamic digital channel. By enhancing packages with a Digimarc barcode, the retail checkout becomes easier, leading to more efficient operations and improved insights. In commercial print, science and publications, no longer needs to have a visually disruptive QR code, for example, on every individual image. For audio, Digimarc barcode allows quick and accurate detection for interactive content and broadcast monitoring and audience measurement. So the benefits, alongside these great possibilities of the technology, just let's focus on a really important part, recycling, identifying material and substrates and improve sorting mechanisms.
Yeah, and it's that last use, if you like, that you've talked about there, but I'd like to think a bit more specifically about, and also its application in a project like Holy Grail. Can you outline what Holy Grail is and how digital watermarking technologies like Digimarc can help us move towards this idea that Tim talked earlier of a circular economy? Yeah,
sure. One of the biggest challenges is how to maximize our resources through optimal sorting and recycling. So in general, we need to better sort out post-consumer waste in the EU waste management systems by accurately identifying plastics packaging, which results in a more efficient and high quality recycling. So the digital watermark for smart packaging is going to revolutionize the way packaging is sorted. It opens new possibilities currently even not feasible with existing technologies. And this Holy Grail Project, which is backed by stakeholders across the packaging industry, including ourselves at SGK, of course, and industry-leading FMCG firms like Procter & Gamble, PepsiCo, Unilever, Danone, and of course, additional retailers like Netto or Lidl. The project aims to speed up the transition to a circular economy for plastics, focusing on an important pillar to increase recycling rates, namely improved sorting of post-consumer packaging with the help of digital watermarks. And next to designing plastics packaging for circularity and ensuring they are collected after use, high-quality sorting is a crucial component to increase the current poor recycling rates we're faced with. So improved sorting can improve both the quality and the quantity of the recycled on the market, which mean more plastics go back into the marketplace and bring value instead of becoming just waste. The concept of the circular economy is really getting traction all over the world, and we need to move away from the linear plastics economy where we take, make, and waste the plastic towards a circular system where we keep the useful plastics in the economy and definitely out of the environment. And one approach to improve automated detection and the sorting has received a lot of interest is to tag the item with a unique code to release Digimarc coding.
That's great, Bert, and it really does sound, that it has the potential to be a real kind of breakthrough moment with Holy Grail. Before we kind of conclude, Güneri, we've talked a lot about kind of sustainability and how this technology can assist with this. I think it would be good to just stress before we go that technologies like Digimarc aren't just limited to the benefits they offer in sustainability. Can you talk a little bit more generally as a connected pack technology, how they can work?
Exactly. So consumers increasingly expect brands and retailers to provide convenient access to extensive nutrition data. We're talking about allergies, gluten, vegan, sourcing practices, and sustainability facts. Digimarc barcode for packaging, shelf edge tags, and thermal labels improve the customer experience by making it quick and easy for consumers to access product data using their mobile devices. Food allergies, intolerances, and sensitivities are changing the way consumers shop. They want to know what's in the product they consume and how they are made of. Our platform of everything makes it easy for consumers to scan product packaging and labels to access more information on their phones. Digimarc barcode is a seamless element of the packaging artwork itself, unobtrusively making the entire packaging a digital channel. The current COVID-19 pandemic environment also highlights the importance of the direct-to-consumers channel and the power of the physical package connecting with the strategic omni-channel activities. If you put all of these incredibly exciting possibilities into play, it's essential to have the right partners to supply these on a top level. Our experience at Digimarc in this field is that in the past years, SGK has been one of the leading and most exciting strategic solution providers in this area.
Thanks, Güneri. That's a really helpful summary. Just to finish now, I think, Tim, we started with your overview of the current situation, which was really helpful. And I think it feels only right that I should come back to you to conclude the session. And hopefully on an optimistic note, we've heard some great things that are happening. What does the future of sustainable packaging look like? And how soon do you think that technologies like Digimarc will be implemented on a mass scale as part of the solutions we clearly need?
So on the wider question of the future of sustainable packaging as a whole, I'm afraid the message is it's frustratingly slow. Because it requires coordinated action across not just the whole of the industry, which itself is incredibly complex, but across society as a whole. It's really a case of turning around a super tanker, and we can't expect to do that overnight, however much will there is. However, the FMCG value chain really is addressing circular economy very seriously and working way more collaboratively than ever did a decade ago or before that, through organisations such as the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, and then also specific industry segments such as CFlex, which is focusing on circular economy for vegetables, its equivalent in the paper industry for evergreen, and many more than I can mention right now. So the coordinated nature of this work really gives us a chance for substantive progress and for making that progress much faster than it would do otherwise without that kind of collaboration. And I really am optimistic that on the industry side, industry will achieve its goals of near universal recycled or reused packaging with not too long. I think it will take longer for the wider sorting out the circular economy in terms of infrastructure and regulation, making sure that can really be optimized. Regarding digital watermarking specifically, I've just joined the Holy Grail 2.0 advisory board, so I'm quite well acquainted with the progress that's being made at the moment. The first phase of Holy Grail, which was completed in the autumn of 2020, was basically scouting for technologies that could address improved sorting, as we heard earlier. And this culminated in a technological proof of concept for digital watermarking. Holy Grail 2.0 now is focusing on scaling this up and looking to really implement it in the marketplace. So there are several pilot tests going on this year, and those will be steadily increasing the volumes and the complexities that I can't give you a date or a prediction when digital watermarking becomes mainstream in the industry. One obvious barrier, as I've just alluded to, is the fragmented nature of the waste sector, with differences from municipality to municipality, let alone country to country. And getting harmonized change and investment in waste management is going to be a big part in turning around that super tanker that I just spoke about. However, I am confident that at some point this is going to become a mainstream technology for a few reasons. First of all, the sheer breadth of backing across brand owners. Güneri talked about some of the major players that are on board at the moment, and more and more are coming on board all the time. I'm hearing lots of people, whether they're at major brand owners or people who are working on circular economy, talking about digital watermarking really is a no-brainer. So I'm pretty sure that it has that momentum now, that it's going to just keep going. Secondly, widespread about collaboration on circular economy. Holy Grail is a great example of this. It's really embracing that pre-competitive ethos, and it has open source principles that will really maximize the speed at which it can go forwards and the breadth of application. And then finally, as Güneri and Bert have outlined already in detail, I think digital watermarking just really is a no-brainer because it adds value in so many of the pressure points across the value chain. So at the store checkout, with consumer engagement via smartphone, and of course in the sorting lines of a waste management center. It's also applicable to different materials. It can be printed or embossed. It can be used on rigid or flexible plastic or paper. So it's really a pretty universal solution with so many different applications and areas where it can add value. I think in the future there may even be potential to serialize individual packs so that it can help with mass customization or giving consumers information about the provenance of their food that they bought. So I think it's got so many things going for it that I can't say when, but I'm pretty sure that digital watermarking is coming.
That's great. Thank you, Tim. So definitely reasons for optimism, but still a lot of hard work to do. So thank you to Tim, to Güneri and to Bert as well. I hope you found this session interesting and informative and hopefully inspiring as well. I think we'd all agree that every one of us has a role to play in making packaging more sustainable. And if you have been inspired by what you've heard today and you'd like to learn more, then you can find the contact information for all of today's panelists included within the link to this webinar. So thanks, everybody. Goodbye.
Thanks for having us. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
At Matthews International,
What makes us different?
¿Qué nos hace diferente?
To, co nas wyróżnia,
我们各不相同
is what makes us great.
Inspired Together,
we see diversity and inclusion
çeşitliliği ve kapsayıcılığı,
Vielfalt und Inklusion
as a priority to be considered.
In every aspect of our business.
Diverse in culture.
talent, and geography.
we are united.
łączymy się,
Aber vereint. By our drive to create together.
strive together,
And grow together.
We are committed to building a culture where employees
of all backgrounds and genders,
identities and experiences
have a voice.
Have a sense of belonging.
un senso di appartenenza.
我们忠于初心
And are encouraged to succeed.
If we build on this mission,
we will have a culture
Where all people have a voice.
Una voce,
una voz.
Are celebrated and are encouraged.
to pursue their highest aspirations.
Join us.
bize katıl.
Join us.
Przyłącz się do nas.
and let's be inspired together.